bringing you tomorrow's news today. Paul McDermott, Mikey Roberts, Claire Hooper, Cal Wilson, Akmal, Sammy J, Randy, and Tom Gleason. Good News World. Trust us. We're on television.
Good evening, I'm Paul McDermott and this is Good News World. Coming up tonight, a minute-by-minute, in-depth dissection of the entire Michael Jackson court case. Also, something about another GFC, miners doing something to the Great Barrier Reef, and some sort of flood or something in a poor country. We spend $20 on marijuana in Bali and get 200 grand from Channel 9. That's a good day. Another giant asteroid misses Earth. Proof that if God exists, he's a lousy shot. We look at the route the 2012 Olympic torch will take to London, answering the question on every Briton's lips, is that the sun? The Age claims Today Tonight is a cancerous growth inside Australian broadcasting. And Today Tonight hits back saying the Age is a dull-bludging, drug-peddling, shonky car salesman. Hooked on dodgy diets. Take that, the Age. Fake moon landing photographs are found to be fake. Ergo, it really did happen. And Toronto Zoo is accused of being anti-gay after announcing plans to split up a pair of homosexual penguins and pair them with females. In other news, Toronto Zoo has just received a sizable donation from the Vatican. So it seems even for penguins, love is never black and white. Pedro and Buddy were brought to Toronto to bond with a couple of eligible females. Instead, they bonded with each other, laughing and chatting over brunch about interior design, Broadway musicals, and how much they love cock. I love it! Can't get enough of that stuff! Make it! It's not hard to spot a gay penguin. They tend to have happy feet. Staff said they first suspected Pedro and Buddy were a little light in the flippers when they escaped from the zoo and immediately went and got a wax and a spray tan. The two have even thought about getting married. They may as well, they've already got the suits. The problem is these penguins are on the cusp of extinction. And now we know why. The zoo says it can't afford to let a breeding season go by without passing on the boy's genes. Buddy says if he has to do it for the future of his species, he will. He'll just close his eyes and think of Big Bird. Happily, once breeding season is over, Pedro and Buddy will probably ditch their female partners and reunite for one weekend a year up on Brokebeak Mountain. Unfortunately, it gets worse. Staff have had to separate a cross-dressing koala from its wardrobe and have their eye on a pair of butch female otters who recently bought the L-Word box set. And there are serious questions over the fruit bat, the pink flamingo, and the deep-throated honeycock. And that's the good news from your world.
I, Osama bin Laden, got weapons and tactics from the West.
I, Saddam Hussein, got training and money from the West.
I, Muammar Gaddafi, got a great outfit from Michael Jackson's garage sale.
Did you bring him?
Blame it on the moonlight.
I know.
Huge stories happening all over the Good News World this week, so we cross now to our team of global correspondents. First up, Mikey Robbins in Thailand.
I'm a bit damp, Paul.
That happens when you get to that age, Mikey. Thank you. Knock it out of the ballpark. He's done it again.
Whoa. Actually, no, Paul, seriously. Some good news in the floods, Paul. Due to the availability of cheap implants, hundreds of ladyboys have managed to float to safety. I've actually tied several together and made a raft. for later.
Claire Hooper with the latest in unusual holidays.
Nudist resorts are becoming very popular with tourists, Paul. You don't have to dress for dinner, and the only thing you have to pack is your toothbrush. Although good luck finding somewhere to keep it.
Tom Gleeson from the future. Oocha, oocha, oocha.
Apple has just released the iPhone XS with a great new app, the iDickhead. Now, instead of banging on about your amazing phone, it bangs on for you.
Cal Wilson in Auckland.
A man has saved his precious pet chihuahua's life by giving it mouth to mouth. And then, when the dog came to, he celebrated by giving it mouth to mouth.
Mikey Robbins at the leaking chemical plant in Newcastle.
Orica says it wasn't a leak, Paul. They were just celebrating Ammonia Awareness Day. And there might be a few more awareness days in the future, although they can't give us the dates yet. But best of luck, Newcastle.
Claire Hooper in Bogota.
A bombing raid has taken out the leader of Colombia's rebel movement, FARC. Guess what his last words were?
Tom Gleeson in Bali.
Following the publication of a new book detailing her guilt, Schapelle Corby has released a statement saying, "Give me a ski mask and some sunnies and I can look 14 as well."
Cal Wilson in America.
The Surgeon General has reported that many women avoided giving birth on Halloween as they didn't want to have evil babies. But he says this fear is ridiculous because holding it in only makes the evil babies angry.
Mikey Robbins at the Opera House.
Yes, Janet Jackson has cancelled yet another concert on doctor's orders. Hope she doesn't have any trouble sleeping.
Claire Hooper on patrol with the thin blue line.
Police are investigating the theft of all their crime scene tape. They're having serious trouble cordoning off the area.
Tom Gleeson with the paleontologist who inspired Jurassic Park.
Dr. Jack Horner is going to cross chickens with dinosaur DNA. Now when that rooster crows at dawn, get out of bed and run like buggery.
And Cal Wilson takes everything into account.
Counter-revolutionaries have countered a counter-intelligence encounter with countermeasures which prove counterproductive. To counteract the counter-offensive, a counter-intuitive counter-espionage bean counter and his counterpart encountered a counterclockwise counterpunch from a counterfeeder who's now counting the cost. Now, if you'll excuse me, Paul, I'm off for a counter-lunch because it's the little things that count.
And now here's Sammy J and Randy with the entertainment news.
Hello. How are you, Andy?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. Kylie Minogue rumoured to be having Botox injections. Kylie said the accusations were funny, surprising, sad, shocking and worrying. And she'll get back to us all with those facial expressions in a few months' time.
Avril Lavigne damages her beautiful face in a bar fight.
Good on her.
Yeah, it's been ages since she had a hit.
Bunch of haters. Michael Jackson's Dr. Conrad Murray is found guilty of manslaughter. Jackson's family is said to be over the moonwalk. Thank you, good night.
Hey. Yeah. I'm not over the moonwalk. Check it out.
Mildly ambivalent, but I think it's pretty cool. It's like Pac-Man on acid. The European MTV Awards are interrupted by a streaker. No one batted an eyelid. There've been enough cocks on stage already.
The name of the new James Bond film is revealed. It's called Skyfall, which is much better than the original title, Quantum of Solace 2, A Solace More Quanti.
What?
A Solace More Quanti.
Did you get any sleep last night?
Not a wink.
Paul Hogan has demanded the Australian Tax Office pay him $10 million for damaging his spotless reputation. It's the same amount of money he got for doing that pretending to be gay movie with Michael Caine.
Spotless reputation.
Channel 7 acts as Wild Boys after it gets ratings of only 1 million per episode. What's so funny?
Well, it's just that if we rated 1 million per episode, we'd be regarded as Network 10's saviour.
Shut up.
Come on! Yeah, come on! Yeah!
Dude, it's not...
Yeah! Oh, come on!
Thin ice, my friend. You're on thin ice.
We've only got 2 weeks left. What's the worst they can do? That's right, Murdoch, Packer, Reinhardt, I'll take you! I'll take you! You don't even know what I really look like.
Yeah. I know what I look like. Shut up.
You'll just get caught up in the crossfire.
Sorry, boss. And finally, Susan Boyle hits town and he's photographed amongst our delightful flora and fauna.
And?
What?
Tell them what you did.
Now's not the time.
Okay, Sammy's a huge Boyle fan, right?
I wouldn't say huge.
You've got a shrine.
It's not a shrine, it's a dedication wall.
Anyway, here she's doing this photo shoot in the bush somewhere, but there's heaps of security, right? So he dressed up as a wattle tree.
It wasn't a wattle, it was a Grevillea bankside.
Whatever.
I'm not a dick.
Anyway, so Boyle rocks up, right? Sammy can't contain himself, shakes pollen all over her face. She has an allergic reaction, gets rushed to hospital.
And that's where the story ends.
Bullshit! Sammy follows the ambulance, sneaks into the hospital, disguises himself as a nurse, and spends 2 hours skulking around the ward trying to catch a glimpse of her until security finally kicked him out on his ass. And what have you got to show for it?
Cha-ching.
And that's the entertainment news!
You have no rights or anything. And now, with his caring, sharing look at what's going on in the good news world, Tom Gleeson with Storm in a Teacup. I tell you what, this is the most dapper set we've had for quite some time. Isn't it sweet?
Yeah, I think that teapot looks like it's a bit up itself. Needs to be taken down a peg or two.
What is that, by the way? That seems to be... one squirt?
Yeah, I'll have a bit of milk, thanks.
I'm a little put off by it.
Yeah.
Why on earth have you got a milk bottle? Is that what it's called?
No, I think someone's having a dig because my wife had a baby this week.
Oh, dear God, that's not... Yours?
Yeah, it is my baby. And I was a bit disappointed at first, to be honest, because it wasn't the 7 billionth. That would have been nice.
Oh, right, OK.
Yeah, I missed it by about a minute, and there were 23,000 babies born in China.
Yeah. In that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All boys. And...
Did you have a girl?
Yeah, had a little girl.
Oh, beautiful.
Had a little girl. But also, everyone wants to know, I should just put it out there straight away, she doesn't have red hair. What are you clapping there? She doesn't have red hair, she actually has really thick brown hair, and I'm very proud because I've bred myself out. She's actually got short, spiky hair. She looks a bit like a lesbian, actually. She's kind of... Well, she does. She's got short hair. She likes wearing singlets. She likes boobs.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Always grumbling. But anyway, I'm actually feeling really content. I find it hard to get angry.
Have you reached a joyous part of your life?
Well, there is one thing, actually.
Yeah.
And that is, I just want to say this now on national TV, get this really clear. Just because I've had a baby and you've had a baby doesn't mean that we've got anything in common, okay? You know what I mean? I'm just sick of people thinking because they've got a baby and I've got a baby, we've got shit to chat about. We don't. I don't want to see your photos. I don't. You know why? Because I've got photos of my baby and they're heaps better than photos of your baby. And while we're on it, no, I don't want to hear your weird birth stories, all right? I don't want to hear about your weird baby and how the cord was tangled round the neck and there was some kind of weird breech, this buggery thing going on and the baby got taken out with salad tongs or something. I don't want to hear about a weird woman in a suit the other thing that annoys me is this, and that is, I just want to say